What's going on, people, and welcome to the Blue Steel Podcast Show. I'm your co-host LV Live, along with my other co-host Jeff. What's going on, my man?
What's up, man? It was another good weekend. Feeling good. Getting ready to hit this new weekend with everything coming up. I feel good. How you?
Oh, I'm great, man. Just kicking off this. What is it, episode 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Episode
We're on the
six,
second
man.
half.
Yeah, it feels great. But once again, thank you, people, for all your support and love. We really, it feels good, man. It's humbling to me and Jeff, like I said before. But I have to thank you guys because you guys give us the support. You guys give us the positive reinforcement, all those things that we like to hear. Just to kind of help us do our show, and you also kind of give us a little pushback when you don't like certain things, and makes us even want to do the show even more because we want to get better with things. So we truly appreciate it, and we just thank you guys for just coming by and taking the time out your day, man, to listen to us and just listen to what we love to do, which is talk sports. But please, just once again, hit the like and share button, please. If you want to hit the dislike button, then you can do that as well. But also subscribe. We want you to subscribe, and also too, when you do subscribe, hit that bell icon because that's when you get notified when we do have new episodes up. And that's just about it. But just thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Absolutely. Keep it coming. And just so everybody knows, subscribe on YouTube. It's Blue Steel Show. Instagram is Blue Steel Show. Twitter is at Show Steel, and the email, of course, is bluesteelshow@gmail.com. So keep everything coming.
All right, so let's get straight to it. So, if I believe, Jeff, we got a question, don't we?
We have a few from a very special young lady, my mother. She sent a few questions in. Thanks, Mom, for that. You always got to send shout outs to your mother and your mother as well, Don.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. They're both our mothers. So, Mama, I want to say thank you too for that.
absolutely. So, she went in on the home team, which is well deserved. First thing my mother sent in was about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Some things about Le'Veon Bell. We touched on him sitting out. Missing about $850,000 a week.
Man,
From
that's
him
a guess.
sitting out.
Wait, that's a game check, right?
Game check, 850,000 a week.
Wow.
So over 1 point, a little over $1 million, like 1.6 or
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
$1.7 million he missed.
yeah.
But she was going in on the Steelers, much deserved. We look horrible. She used the word terrible. Same thing. She said, "What is it? The offense, the coaching, the defense. What do we think about the Steelers?" I can just answer this personally, saying we are terrible. We, the tackling was bad. Everything was bad about the team. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what they want to talk about. The team looked bad. Coaching, everything was horrible. Everything. So there's no excuses to be made. 0-1-1 is not how we should have started out. Um, but it's a little bit of everything, man. It's not hitting it on the drafts. With these defensive backs they've been drafting every year. Um, honestly, man, I don't. There's differences in there's I don't feel like the players in the defensive backfield are getting better. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of confusion. The first touchdown, Mahomes, who looked like the second coming of Warren Moon, like we talked about, he's going to Hall of Fame after that game last weekend. So, but there was confusion on the first touchdown pass. Like all these things have been going on consistently. So at some point, you gotta look at players, coaches, everybody in the whole 53-man roster, man. Like you score 37 points, you shouldn't lose. Our last two home games, 45 and 42 points given up. That's college stats. You know what I mean? Looks like Pitt University out there. So not to keep ranting, but it's horrible. Ain't nothing else to say about that, man. This is not looking good at all.
Yeah. I don't want to say horrible because to me, I see a
It's
bright,
horrible.
I see a bright shining spot with their offense, of course. Um, a big part of it is they are missing Le'Veon. He's a big part of what they do, man. He just is. He's you You have the three-headed monster over there. Now it's just two-headed. You know, the two-headed monster. So they need that extra guy, like I stated before in the last show, but based on who he is. But that's not the problem. The problem isn't
No.
that. The problem is the Steelers have gotten away from what the Steelers are, and that's the defensive town. The Steelers are born and bred off of course, the slogan, the steel curtain. That's what you guys have been known for. 3-4 defense. Those linebackers has always looked nasty and just terrible. All I see is Joey Porter, and I see Kevin Green, and I see who's my one other guy?
Greg Lloyd.
Greg Lloyd. That's who I see. Greg Lloyd. That's who I see as a linebacker.
Right.
And that was the Steelers. And of course Troy Polamalu, USC guy, fight on, had to plug that. But
yep.
So that's what they've been known for. So I think they've kind of gotten away from that. So I think that's kind of what the issue is with them. You know, I told you a long time ago who I thought they should have brought back. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that? I don't remember.
My boy, the cornerback. You know what I'm talking about? IT.
Who?
IT.
Oh, come on. Man, Ike should have been retired.
My boy, IT. Ike Taylor.
Well, you know what? I mean, Joe Hayden's hurt too, which didn't help. He sat out last weekend. So that opened up both sides because you're not going to throw him.
Listen, when you guys let go of IT, that's when everything went downhill. You should have kept IT.
He should still be playing. He could probably still play.
Honestly, no. Listen. No, he can't.
I told you. But it's just, man. I mean, honestly, you hit the nail on the head. I think we both did. It's just these draft picks. They spend a lot of number one high draft picks. TJ Watt, is going to be really good. But like a guy like Bud Dupree, he hasn't really done enough for that first round pick, man.
Losing
shows everything.
Losing Ryan Shazier did a lot because he was a big part of that.
Of course.
So losing him, of course, if people don't know, Ryan Shazier was the linebacker. He played with the Steelers. He was a big time draft pick, and he got paralyzed last year on a head-on collision, and
right.
he's walking now, but he was he's paralyzed, and he possibly probably would never ever play football ever again. He's lucky he's walking again.
Right.
Because if I'm correct, Jeff, he was in a wheelchair for like almost 6 months, right? Something like that.
Yeah, so, he's made remarkably recovered.
Yeah,
it's not even a year.
Right.
Just the injury.
Right. And
that injury like that. I mean, honestly, that's of all the things that have happened, that's the biggest thing. You don't replace a player like that, it's not the same.
Right. He
made up for a lot of errors.
Right. So
he
was the next Steelers linebacker. He was the next big linebacker for Pittsburgh. So in all honesty, that played a huge role. But the Steelers got to get back to who the Steelers are and what they build that organization on. They built that organization on defense. I mean, that's just who they are. They got to get back to running the 3-4. And also, too, a part of me also, I mean, could I say it? I mean, I'm going to ask you, Jeff, but could I say Mike Tomlin is losing control of his team? He's kind of losing that edge that he had before. I always liked Mike Tomlin because he seemed like a great leader of men. Like he just seemed that he had that bravado. I'm not seeing that from him. I'm not seeing, and then I'm seeing the tweets. AB is talking about trade me, and I don't think he's too happy. So Mike Tomlin's got to get that locker room back, and they got to get back to basics with their draft picks. If I'm them, I wouldn't think offense. If you want to maybe get a backup quarterback for Ben, fine. But what I would go back to, Dick LeBeau, that defense, I would get right back to getting linebackers. There's a lot of them coming out, getting linebackers. And going back to that 3-4 and being what the Steelers are, and that's, the steel curtain defense.
Yeah, said they just been missing. Not that they've been missing, but if you spend a first-round pick, we didn't miss on those very often. I mean, everybody's going to miss, but the special time with Ryan Shazier not being there is huge. And then, yeah, man, locker room. Tomlin, from everything about him, he doesn't really care too much about social media. Like the media makes a more big deal out of that stuff, and it's cool when you 13-3, but you 0-1-1. Now everything is a little bit different. If we 2-0, AB tweeting ain't no big deal. But now it's something they talk about first 5 minutes of Sports Center. So when you win, covers up a lot of funk. When you lose, and all that funk shows. All that funk is everybody smelling.
Right.
So ultimately they got to win. We got to win, and he's a little different, man. I think part of it. I mean, we can talk. This would be a good discussion for another time, but he's an African American head coach. And that's a little different relationship than what you have with a white coach, to be honest. So I think some of it is being disrespectful because maybe they're a little too comfortable.
Right. It could be. All right, so all right.
But we'll touch on baseball. My mother said a little bit about the past. We'll touch on that as we get a little closer to the pennant. Your Yankees.
Of course, because it's close to the pennant race. We got maybe another week or two left, so we're getting close to that. She mentioned. I guess you said about the Pittsburgh Pirates, right?
Yeah,
the Pirates haven't been the Pirates since the Killer Bees. Remember the Killer Bees?
Yeah, we was alright though. We made playoffs like 3 years straight.
Jay Bell, Barry Bonds,
years ago. But we was
Bobby Bonilla.
Right, we wasn't that good. But if they did the playoffs a little different, there was 2-3 years ago we actually probably had second, third best team in NL. We had to play in that playoff game, kept losing.
Right.
They traded.
Well, you had the best player probably in baseball for a good year or two, which was Andrew McCutchen. So now Andrew McCutchen is wearing pinstripes. Everybody always comes back. Everybody wants to be a Yankee. So of course, McCutchen, your best player is now Yankee, but that's
best pitcher is with Houston.
Right, but that's neither here nor there. I get it, but just to kind of answer the question the best way I can, and this is from a guy who's really into baseball. I'm an avid baseball guy. We just haven't touched on it because the pennant baseball is such a long season. We can't touch on every game. We just can't. It makes no sense. You got to wait till really the playoffs. Andrew McCutchen is such a great talent, but the biggest thing that you guys have to do is you got to get your farm system right. You gotta really get that. You gotta build it. You gotta draft kids out of high school, out of college, of course, but you gotta make sure you're getting an international draft. You're getting a lot of those kids from DR, from Venezuela. That's key because once you start doing with that, then you can bring those guys up. They can play in the bigs. They can go do single A, triple A, double A. They get up there, and then they'll be good ball players. The Yankees, what they are right now, is all those guys are from the farm system. Judge is from the farm system. Gleyber Torres is from the farm system. Yeah. You have Gary Sanchez is from the farm system. So it's a lot of different reasons why the Yankees are who they are. And a key point is in baseball, unlike any other sport, based on where you are, your location determines how much money your team has. So because the Yankees are in a bigger market, Boston's in a bigger market, the Dodgers are in a bigger market, they have the most money. So if you have the most money, then you can pay 3 or 4 all-stars to play on your team, and you can pay them top dollar. The Pirates don't have that. So that's So that's kind of like where they fall short. And I think that they have to really base a lot of it on the talent that they have, or try to build within the farm system. Bring those young guys up, win with those young guys, and kind of hope that if they do become stars, the big boys like the Red Sox and the Yankees or whomever, or the Dodgers, of course, don't come sniffing around and are able to outbid you for those players. Because that's kind of like where a lot of guys fall short. And baseball's try to fix it the best way they can, but they can't because they tax the Yankees and the Red Sox, but they pay the taxes. They don't care because they're like, look, because we got the money. So That's the thing. So in Pittsburgh, it's just really, really hard to keep the talent around because they don't have the capital to be able to pay those guys, you know, what they want. Because you gotta understand, Judge is still in his rookie contract. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
He's gonna re up, but he's still in his rookie
Oh,
contract.
a lot of those cats are, man.
Right. So the
A lot of
Yankees could keep him around. Now, of course, the Yankees are gonna be able to pay him, but when the time comes, Judge is gonna want 300 million. You know what I mean? He's gonna want
yeah,
that, and
it's crazy.
he's becoming the face of baseball now with Jeter leaving. So, um, but the Yankees can afford to pay him. Yeah, I don't know if the Pirates can
Right.
afford to pay a guy like Judge.
Nah,
You know,
that'd be a whole squad.
right? So you
So
know, so that's for me. That's where the Pirates fall short at.
yeah, it's just the finances of it, man. You know, well stated on that. No need to kind of go any more than that. Mother also wrote about Serena Williams, and more than anything, talking about just the fact she was fined, you know, and bringing up a lot of the issues with, you know, just sexism even in tennis.
Yeah,
Like she wears the cat suit, they say something about it. It's like, why can't a woman show off her body? She has a body. She's not doing anything wrong. Um, you know, and even with the situation with her losing those points and everything like that,
right.
you know, it's just there's a lot, and that's one thing I really respect about Serena. Outside, she's just literally one of the best athletes of this century,
Ever,
hands down.
ever, ever.
So, and a lot of times those lists they don't put her high enough where she should be. She's dominated tennis. She's 36.
Yeah, she's
Like,
young, man.
You play tennis, you're like you're 28, you're done usually.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? Like,
She's still taking everybody to school, man.
still.
After dropping a baby, she's
and
got
then having complications with the baby.
yeah,
So,
she's larger than life, man. You gotta understand, she's got the most titles, men or female, in the open era. Meaning, when they started taking down these records, she's at the top. She's the queen. She's at the top. She's the king and queen. How about that?
yeah,
She's got
true.
23 titles, man. So that Roger Federer's got only 20. So he's on his way out. So he ain't gonna be able to catch her. And you gotta understand, she just had a baby last year, 2018. It's 2018. She's already been to 2 finals that she wound up losing to, but she was close in winning. She could have possibly got 25 titles. So it's not recognized who she is in the type. She's like the Michael Jordan of tennis, man. But
She is.
you know, so and then you gotta understand too, she has a gold medal. She's won I don't know how many doubles titles for made, you know, for Grand Slams with her sister. They won like 14 or 15. She just has not even dominated, like just destroyed those tennis numbers. Like she's just, you know, so the problem with the sexism piece, because of who she is and because of what she's done, she feels like certain things should not happen to her. And she's absolutely right. Because how many times have we seen, right, Jeff, old school, we're going to take it back. How many times have we seen John McEnroe slamming his racket,
act the fool,
screaming, acting crazy back in the 70s and 80s? And it was, you know, I mean, of course, you know, we were babies back then. You know what I mean? I really grew up in the 80s, but you remember seeing stuff like that. You didn't know what it was, you know, but
right?
once
cool.
once you
It was
found
cool
out, you
when
was
he
like,
did it.
okay, all right. But like you said, it was cool. He gets a pass.
Yeah,
But she,
that's something I saw Billie Jean King send a tweet out about that. I mean, and that's just prevalent just in life.
right? No, listen, all she did was ask the guy like, why are you calling me a cheater? I want an apology. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is this. You know who I am? You. How dare you say that I'm a cheat? Do you know who you talking to? I'm Serena Williams, man. I can make sure that you never get a job. How about that? You know what I'm saying? But so she pretty much was pulling her trump card, like, yo, man, I don't deserve that. For who I am and for what I've done for this sport, I don't deserve that. Because you don't do that to Roger Federer. You don't do that to Nadal. You don't do that to Djokovic or one of them other cats. You don't do that to them. So now you're gonna do it to me? Oh, you're gonna do it to me because I'm kicking everybody's butt. I get it. I understand. So that's what that's all about, man. She she's just bullied the tennis sport, man. Like she's got it in a chokehold, and and believe it or not, there are some people, not all, there's some people that have a problem with that,
Of course.
and they just can't handle that, man. And she's I take my hat off to her, man, for really standing up for herself and just being a positive, strong black woman. You know what I mean? Because it's a beautiful thing, man. She is the true definition of a black girl's rock, man. And for me, my daughter, I always tell her, I would say, look at Serena, look at her, because she's a positive role model, man, for all young African American girls who felt that they couldn't be anything, or what was unsure about how far they can go, and being in a sport to where it's predominantly white and it's always been that way, to come to the sport and do what she's done. Yo, man, you got to take your hat off to her, and so she's got every right to be upset the way she was, because at the end of the day, not just her being African American, she's a woman too, and that's where the sexism piece comes in, and she's absolutely right.
All right, so let's get into. Well, before that, actually, again, Mom, thank you for sending that in. Melinda Jean, thank you. And,
thank you, Mama. Appreciate you.
Keep everything sending in. Just to kind of give a highlight, we're gonna start doing this before we dig into each down that we do. First and 10, we're gonna talk about these NFL games roundup from last weekend. Second and 5, we're gonna do Triple G CANELO, kind of like a what's next for that. Talk a little bit about boxing.
Yes, sir.
Third and 1, NFL weekend, the key matchups coming up, and then fourth and goal, NBA. Something both know and love coming up less than a month. So. Let's jump into it, man. What's your biggest takeaway from the weekend?
I would say for me, man, I thought it was a lot of great games. I think the parity in the league. I mean, I kind of know who's like the top teams. I would say the Rams, Jaguars, of course, and the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs look legit.
Their offense stuff.
Oh man, but it's just the parity, man. Like anybody can get beaten by anybody on any given day, and to me, that's what I love about the league. Like I stated before on the other podcast that we did, you're starting to see a lot of like the younger teams, like the younger players start to come around, like the new generation of players. And you could see it in the league, man. You could see it. It's just awesome. Did you see what Jacksonville did to New England?
Man,
I told you. I saw
clearly the better team.
Listen, I saw that coming, but what about Fitzmagic? Fitzmagic, baby. Yo, how many touchdowns he threw for, man? About 4?
He has 8 total.
Yo, my man.
Threw for 402 yards this week.
He scorched that Eagles defense. But you know what? I saw this coming. We both said
called it.
We both said it.
Yeah. You even went deeper. You said you thought that was a fluke last year. Caught lightning in a bottle, basically.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you.
Some of that is the division type thing,
I'm telling you, but I'm telling you, I see holes in that team. I just do. I mean, they got Carson Wentz coming back. Hey, man, I don't know.
He's healthy.
Yeah, no, I don't think he is neither. He's got to show. He's got to show me. Unless he's going to where your boy Kobe went over there in Germany. Unless he's over there,
right?
Getting that stem cell research shot up into his knee.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, he ain't look out. Last time I saw him in the preseason, he's not healthy. I'm like,
yeah, he was limping around. He didn't look right.
Yeah, he didn't look right. So
and my G-men, we didn't look too good in Dallas. But honestly, though, to be honest, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a homer." I get it.
Of course you are.
Yeah. I admit my stuff. But listen, to me, you can tell that it's a new offense that has been put in, because in watching the game and seeing Dallas blitz, they were easy blitzes, man. Like that's something that Eli sees from a mile away. He'll call another play, and he can call a play out of that. A quick slant, a quick hitch, whatever. His brother was the master of that. You couldn't blitz Peyton.
Nah.
He would kill you if you blitzed him. It was 99 for your defense. He wanted you to blitz, and that's where the whole Omaha came in, because he would check down. He would check down to a play if he saw The Mike was blitzing or the safety was blitzing, and it would be 99. So that's where Peyton was just the master at that. But he also
Right.
ran the same offense for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like
it was his offense.
Right, exactly. So to me, that's where Eli's got to get better with the offense. He's got to be able to check out of that. But Saquon Barkley looked for real, man.
Yeah, he's the truth. We had 14 receptions.
Yeah, I think for over 100 yards.
Yeah, 80 yards receiving. I forget what he had rushing, but he killed it. My big takeaway from the weekend is the Rams, man. Like them dudes. I mean, I know they played Arizona. He just needs to put the young dude in there and just let him get killed this year. But man, the Rams, man, they 34-0. Like they're without barring injuries, man. I mean, you had them on the Super Bowl. They look really, really good, scary good.
The young man, young. It's a young man sport.
Goff threw for 354. Brandon Cooks had $159. Like they just out there looking like it's a video game, real easy. You know, like they're
and they
scary.
Oh, Jeff, and this is what I'm gonna tell you too. You know they got a kid to leave over there on the corner.
I didn't know that.
Yo, bro, that's my point. Listen, man, I saw the game. I said, yo, they got a kid to leave out there. Yo, man, that defense is stacked, man.
They got a man. They're legit.
Bro, he's a shutdown corner. He just don't get the love, but he's a shut down, lockdown corner. He's like right behind Patrick Peterson. Like he's right there, man.
He's very good. So, man, I didn't know it. I didn't remember that. I think I remember something, but I didn't think about that.
And they got Ndamukong Suh right next to Donald.
Right. What you gonna do? Like you got to pick your poison, I guess, man. Man. But I mean, there was some, like you said, the parody was really good. Even a game like New Orleans and Cleveland, it was 21-18. Like Cleveland, we talked about this. They ain't bad.
Right.
In New Orleans, that's pretty good. Hold New Orleans at 21. Yeah. They had them shut out for a minute.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So, like you said, the parity across the league is there, which is great because you feel like you got a shot to win every single weekend. We'll get into the games, week 3 games in a moment. Moving into the 2nd and 5. The big fight from the weekend, man. What's your thoughts on that, Don? The fight, and more than anything, we already know who won.
I mean, look,
back and forth about who won.
Hey, listen, if people heard our last episode 5, you know how I felt about this fight. Who cares? Who cares about this fight? But people that Canelo won, but they wanted Canelo to win last time.
Absolutely.
This is all a setup. Triple G's on his way out.
Right.
They want Canelo to be the next guy. So we know that. Like I said, I don't care who won, but I want to see now who's going to fight Charlo.
Who's next?
Because now Charlo's the mandate. Is Canelo going to give him a shot? I don't think so. He don't want to. No, he
don't want no pieces.
Listen, as the young boys say, my son taught me this. As the young boys say, he don't want no smoke. He don't want he don't want no smoke because listen, man, when you look at Charlo, he's just an intimidating. You understand it because Canelo's all of what? He might be Floyd tight or an inch taller. I think the Charlos. I think he's like 6 feet, 6'1". He's like the same size as Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, them dudes they ain't little. I know they fight a different weight class.
And he hits hard, man. He hits hard. So you understand, youth is the name of the game when it comes to boxing. If them young guys, man, I told you before, they hit like tanks, man. So I don't know if Canelo is gonna be able to withstand when that kid comes around and hits the way he hits. Because I'm telling you right now, he probably's got better punching power than Triple G. See, Triple G, the guys with Triple G, this is the problem with Triple G. He's been fluffed up. He's fought a bunch of bums. Yeah. He's got a couple of guys on his resume who were decent, but he has not fought A-level fighters. A lot of his guys he fought were C-level fighters.
Yeah.
And he knocked them out. So you could knock out them dudes and be like and load up on knockouts. You could do that all the time. But see, when he fought a Canelo, he didn't make Canelo stumble. He ain't hurt Canelo. So that tells you right then and there. But I guarantee you, Canelo sitting there and take a punch from Charlo, he gonna be hurt, man.
Yeah.
He gonna be hurt bad.
I always thought Canelo was a little overrated. You know, one of my really good friends of mine, and we always argue about him. Um, he's definitely good. He's very he's good. He's very good. He's not an elite fighter to me. Um, like you said, he got to show me more, man. I got to see step up to the plate. De La Hoya more than anything, to be honest with you, because he's the one calling the shots as far as his fights. Canelo just gonna fight whoever Oscar tell him to fight. And, you know, like you said, baby's a good word. You know, I don't think he's fought a lot of tough opponents. You know, he was fighting the catch weights for a couple years, all that stuff, man. I understand the business side of it, but ultimately, at this point, he needs to just fight the best people out there. He's gonna make his money, so just fight the best people out there.
At this point, Jeff, who else is left? You can't continue to run around and fight bums. Like, who else is left? A lot of those guys, young guys, are licking their chops to get a chance. You can't continue to dodge and duck and do, like, you can't continue to do that. You know, De La Hoya's throwing out Spence. Spence is a small, they're the same size, but Spence fights at 147.
Right. Well, come up 13 pounds.
Now, okay, fine. Spence could do it for the check, and it'll be a great fight. You know what I mean? I'm a huge Spence fan, but I kind of see Canelo edging him out because Canelo's got the experience. So I kind of see that happening. But what you calling out Spence for? Spence is focused on unifying the welterweight and knocking Terrence Crawford's head off. That's what he focused on. Why not call out Charlo? Why not do that?
You know why? Too big of a risk. Not enough money.
So you know, so I mean that's my view on that. You know what I mean? So we'll kind of see, I guess, what the plan is going forward. I think Triple G is done. I think he's retiring, Jeff.
Saying his last check and be out. You know, they got guaranteed $5 million apiece. You know, that's it, man.
Right.
Decent career, nothing great though. He never had a signature win. Unfortunately, that first fight he should have got that W.
Hey, real quick, I saw some rankings. They had Triple G. You ready? You ready for this?
What?
They had Triple G ranked higher than Roy Jones.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, that's insulting.
Those guys are crazy. Do you know? All right, people, listen. Okay, if a lot of you don't follow boxing, I want you to go to YouTube.
Exactly.
And type in Roy Jones highlights. This guy would have destroyed Triple G in his prime. It wouldn't have even been a fight.
Man.
I'm not saying I think he would have knocked out Triple G, but if he didn't, Triple G would have threw the towel in because he would have been leaking of blood. He would have destroyed Triple G. Do you not understand what he would have did to this man?
It's an insult to Roy.
Listen, Roy Jones at his prime, Jeff. Jeff, out of everybody I've seen fight, everybody, he's the most talented and gifted fighter I ever saw, ever in my life. And I seen Floyd at his best. I seen Sugar Ray. I grew up watching him with my dad. I seen all those Hearns. I seen all those guys. You know what I mean? Like, I saw the Spinks. I saw a lot of fight because my dad was a big fight guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, I remember being young and him taking me to fight parties with his friends. And that's when I first saw my first fight. I saw when Sugar Ray fought Hagler. You know, which was a big deal at the time. I didn't understand how I was a big deal, but I know now. But when I saw Roy Jones, I remember Sweet Pea Whitaker. See, I'm throwing out a whole bunch of names. Pernell Whitaker. Right, a lot of great fighters. But when I saw Roy Jones, I said, that's different right there. His hand speed, his combinations. Oh, man, I've never seen nothing like it. Even still to this day.
He's special talent, man. Like, I was hurt. Like, there's only, like, I'm trying to think of another time when I saw a fight when a boxer lost that I was, like, hurt. When Roy lost, I was hurt. I was, like, in shock, man. Like, Roy just lose? Like, How was
No, Jeff, he didn't get lose. He didn't lose. He
he
got
got
knocked to
he
sleep.
got nothing. Yeah, he did. Oh man,
But you know what,
yeah,
Jeff, people, I know we're going off a little tangent here, so I apologize. We'll get right back into it. We just talk. We just doing what we do. Listen, Jeff, but here's the thing. If you remember, Roy had lost his hunger. He had beat everybody. He had all the money. He was on top of the hill. He was the big bull on top of the hill. So
yeah.
he had got fat. He didn't really care. He had all the money. He had everything. So, and Tarver was starving. Do you remember Antonio? I remember Tarver when he wanted to fight Roy. He was looking into the camera. He was calling out Roy Jones' name. He was spit was flying out of his mouth. Give me my shot, Roy. Give me my shot, Roy. And you saw the hunger. And I said, Roy don't want it with that guy. That's like Clubber Lang, man. He was like on that Clubber Lang stuff. You know what I mean? Roy was training at the, beautiful hotels, and it was like the Rocky scene. You know what I mean? He wasn't. Tarver was training in the basement. It was steel pipes. It was rust on the pipes. He's doing pull ups on the on the pipe bar. He don't got no real pull ups.
Yeah, it was, dude. I mean, yeah.
And that's why he knocked him out. And if you remember, he knocked him out first round, cold.
Yeah, man. I was hurt.
Listen. That's why I could break it down because I was there, man. I remember, and I said, "Dag, Roy," and he knocked him out cold. But Roy didn't want to fight him. He didn't want to fight him because he didn't have nothing to prove. He just had lost his hunger, and Tarver was starving to be that guy.
Well, he was. So
what they call him? They call him the Magic Man.
Is that what they call? I don't remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But kind of get back to the topic. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Triple G's done as well. So good career, not great, but good career. And from there, we'll see what happens with Canelo. We'll see if Oscar lets him step up to the plate or not, man. So we're gonna move to what? We got 3rd and 1. And we're doing the NFL schedule. NFL.
Yes, sir. Games. NFL matchups.
We got this weekend. We got a couple real good games, man. What games stick out to you in terms of just marquee matchups? I have a couple myself. What do you think? What are some of the games you're looking forward to down this weekend?
I think which will be a really good one. Just I kind of scroll through the schedule. I definitely like the Chargers against the Rams. I think that'll be a good test. The Chargers always put up great numbers. I think that'll definitely be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to seeing. There's a couple of games that I kind of like. You have your weeks sometimes, Jeff, where you have a couple of teams that they're decent matchups. I also like the Saints and the Falcons.
Yeah, that's one of the games I'm looking at.
Right. I think that'll be a great one. I see the Sunday night game. They got the Patriots and the Lions. I mean, who made that choice?
I don't know, man. Like, I have no idea. They as long as New England's on, I guess they think people will watch. I mean, people will watch. This football, it's NFL, but that's not the greatest matchup in the world. There's not a ton of great games. I mean, I think we touched on a couple. I mean, there obviously will be games that are good.
Well, you always have that 1 week, right? You have that 1 week where,
right?
You kind of have like a couple of, you know what I mean? But I think the NFL. I mean, they can't do it now. But I would have switched up games. I would have said, all right, the Saints and Falcons are going to be prime time. That's what I would have did.
Right.
That's what I would have did.
Been a better matchup for definitely.
And I would have made the Patriots and Lions start at 4:30. That's what I would have did.
Yeah, something, man. Like that ain't exactly. Yeah, that's not. Cincinnati and Carolina could be decent. Did you just totally off subject, but did you see that hit Cam Newton took?
No, I missed it. Was it a dirty hit? Was it a helmet to helmet?
Oh, it was terrible. They ejected the guy.
Wow.
They ejected him. You gotta check that out. 30 hit, man.
You know
Let's
what?
see what
Cam,
they think of it.
what? A lot of people are envious of Cam. You know that.
Oh, of course, of
The
course. But it was
envious him,
definitely
envious him.
one of those.
He's one guy who does not get the benefit of those calls, and I
No,
and I, and I, and I
and I
think,
was surprised they ejected the guy. But
but
if
I,
you see this hit, he slid. You know, you slide. It's all hands off. And the
but to me,
quarterback.
a lot of people feel that Cam does not play the game the way it should be played. Excuse me. I beg to differ. I think he plays the game the exactly way it should be played. You know why? Because it's a kid's game. This game wasn't meant for adults. It was meant for kids. Once they realized it could be profitable, then that's when it became an adult game. This game is for kids, man. It's a kid's game, you know. So if you don't have fun with it, you don't love it, you're not enjoying yourself, you're gonna go out there and get hurt. So you
Yeah.
gotta have fun. You gotta enjoy yourself. If you want to show somebody out, then do it. I mean, hey, how about this? How about you stop me and stop letting me dance in the end zone?
Well, your boy this past weekend, tried to take Cam out. It was dirty, man. You check it, like just watch the highlights of that game, man. It was really dirty,
Yeah, I'm gonna
dirty,
see.
dirty, dirty play.
I'm gonna check it out. But I'm a
Um,
huge Cam Newton fan. I just am.
I like Cam. I think that Cam. My only problem with Cam has always been I don't feel like he works on his craft enough. Like Cam to me, I think we might have mentioned this before, but Cam to me should literally be the best QB in the league.
Well,
Six
development.
five.
Yeah,
Hold
development
on,
wise.
hold on. Let me finish. 6'5", 6'6", 260. Yeah, everything physically that you need. There's nothing like literally. If you build a quarterback, you probably build Cam Newton. You can go in the lab and build. I just don't feel like you know football better than me, but everything mechanically in every sport, whether you're shooting a basketball, throwing a baseball, throwing a football, like I know those things about the sport. When I see Cam Newton's mechanics, that's why I say that he doesn't work on his mechanics enough to where it's automatic. Throws a lot off his back foot still, and he's been in his pro career way too long to be doing that consistently. He throws high a lot. That's just all mechanics.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
true.
just think because of his athletic talent, he's a hell of an athlete. But I think if he worked on his craft enough, dude should. That year he won MVP. That should be every year for Cam.
Now,
And it's not. He's
yeah,
up and down because of his mechanics to me.
agreed,
As far
agreed.
as you know what I mean. So hell of a player. I love Cam. I don't like how he dressed, but outside of that, love him as a player.
Nah, he
But
definitely is.
outside of that,
I totally agree with you. Yeah, I mean, as far as yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, with his mechanics, and I just don't think during the off season he does the right things. You know what I mean? But I definitely agree with that.
yeah. So, but like we said, there's not a ton of great matches. Like you said, it's kind of a weekend. There's obviously going to be games that are good, but nothing on paper outside of a couple games that like jump out at you. But I think the Saints and Atlanta game would be a game I definitely check out and watch more than anything at that specific time slot, which is 1 o'clock Eastern. Cincinnati, Carolina, I would definitely check out. Your G men are in Houston. What you think about that?
That's danger zone, man. We might be looking at 0-3.
Think? Yeah, Houston, they can. Yeah,
That
at
defense, man.
home too.
That defense, and they play great at home.
Yeah, they do. And yes, your boy, you got to contain Watson and everything. We play at Tampa Bay. That game might be a 60 point. It might be like 62-50 or
Oh,
something.
yeah. I think you guys play Monday night, right?
Yeah, Tampa Bay, man. We usually play well prime time, man.
Fitz Magic.
With the chest hair out, with the jacket and the gold chain.
Yeah, who does he think he is? Migos? What's going on with him?
Funny, dude. That was funny. I like that. That's some fun. Like you said, it's a kids game, man.
I agree.
A lot of money
Yeah.
in the kids game. So, but yeah, that could be a shootout for real. Hopefully, defensive backs do something this weekend. But I don't know, man. We'll see. NFL is always good though. Typically, a few good games, and that'll be the case this weekend, I'm sure, as well. 4th and goal, man. We got the. I called this out a couple years ago. We was talking. I remember, I told you the NBA is coming for the league. They're coming for the NFL.
Yes.
And the popularity of the sport, of the players, and the fact that it's not about a shield, it's about the individual players. They let players speak out. I think that's just going to make it even more worldwide than, NFL, obviously. But opening night is coming, brother. Less than a month away. So we got to touch on, some of the things in the NBA. But there's some big news that just got dropped today. Jimmy Butler, allegedly, is requesting a trade from his boy, Tom Thibodeau.
Wow.
Who's running Minnesota. There's a few teams that they say, your Knicks, one of the teams interested in going to. We talked about that before, him and Kyrie going to the Knicks already. So if you're the GM of the Knicks, what you think? You gonna make a deal or what?
Uptown, baby. Uptown, baby.
You sending a couple of your young players to get Jimmy Butler?
Absolutely.
I say do it too.
Absolutely. You got to do it. You got to do it. And he is the perfect fit for Fitz. He's a perfect player. He's exactly what Fitz is. He's a hard-nosed defensive player who can score.
Right.
That's what he is. And Fitz...
Go ahead, my bad.
Go. Because what we going to say, what?
I was going to ask you, where do you... there's an echelon of players. We talk about this all the time. You got LeBron, KD, Steph Curry.
Right.
Kind of those elite players, no matter where they go. I got Butler... Maybe that next level, maybe slippage a little bit.
He's right outside. He's right outside of those all-stars.
Yeah, he's a perennial all-star most years.
Right.
Well, you got to start somewhere. That's a very good piece to start with. Him and Kyrie. Get Kyrie next summer.
Listen. I would love that. I would love that. But here's the thing too. If Porzingis is not ready, you hear me, people? Listen to me, Knicks fans. If Porzingis is not ready, I'm shipping him.
You gonna trade Porzingis?
I'm shipping Porzingis if he is not ready and getting whatever the market says for him. I'm getting him. I'm getting them all. Because here's my thing. We trying to win now. We don't got time to be waiting on a guy who's coming back from a torn ACL. He's 7 feet. He's already, just based on people's build, the average build, he's abnormally big.
Yeah.
So because he's abnormally big, he's not going to heal like how me and you heal, Jeff.
Right.
So a big part of his body is his legs. So if he can't be what he was, then let's get rid of him and get what we can get for him. As you see, Boogie Cousins, that's the big... We want to see, how does Boogie come back from that Achilles?
Right.
He's a big man. He's not like a little guard. He's a big man.
When you play on the wing, you don't play down low.
Can his body deal with the constant pounding, because he's a naturally big guy? So it's the same thing with Porzingis. Now, yes, granted, he's not as heavy and kind of stocky as Boogie, but they're still tall guys. Their limbs are different than a guy that's 6'4", 6'6", or 6'7". It's just different. So
right.
That's my thing, man. And listen, I'm in a win now mode.
Go all out.
So we got to. We got to. Let's do it, because that's what the rest of the league is doing. So we got to follow suit.
Okay, so let's go. I understand exactly what you're saying. If I'm Dolan, if you're Dolan, you Knicks in that, don't come from the perspective you came from, because you might know where I'm going with this. Because what does the NBA not really have right now? A white superstar.
He is the unicorn. He's already been deemed that. He is the unicorn.
Right. So if I'm Dolan, and I'm the league even, you right there in New York, they're right there off Fifth Avenue. I don't want them trading Porzingis out of New York. I want Porzingis in New York forever.
I know that's what people may think, but here's the thing: Dolan has thrown up his hands. He's not involved really with the Knicks like that. He's not. He's letting those guys run the show, and he's letting it be. The Knicks have struggled so long with their franchise that he's just decided he's throwing his hands up. He's gonna let Fitz and I forget the guy who's in the front office with him.
Yeah, I forget his name. Two black men too. Love it.
You know, letting him kind of take over some things. But that's just to me that it just seems inevitable because he's I don't know how long he's going to take to come back, Jeff. Scott Perry, right? I don't know how long it's going to take for him to come back with that knee. You know what I mean? So, and that's a major injury for a big man. That ACL, it just is. So, I know medicine and training and rehab and all that stuff has come a long way, but he's the guy is still 7'3", 7'4". He's still
7'3".
Yeah, bro, come on. I mean that's a lot. You know what I mean? So we gotta see it. If he ain't back, hey, listen, let's ship him and get everything we can get for him. Let's move forward because we gotta win now, baby. And like I said, we've said it on podcasts before, in the beginning ones. You know who I want? I want Clay. If we can get Clay, then that'll be great. I know it's
Clay ain't going nowhere.
Listen, I know it's not very likely, but hey, listen.
Y'all gonna get Kyrie if anything. That's what y'all want.
Hey, Kyrie and Jimmy Butler.
New Jersey.
And
I'll take that. You definitely take that.
Jeff, don't patronize me, man. All right, don't try to gaslight me, because you know what this whole conversation is about. What this fourth and goal is about. It's about your boy not being on opening night. That's what this is about.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, let's talk about that. They got Philly and Boston, which I understand, but then they got OKC and Golden State opening night. NBA does an amazing, like, if any league, they do an amazing job with scheduling. With everything, the highlight, they get their players on the screen. But why OKC and everybody want to see LeBron and Golden State? Just throw them out there the first night, and then they don't even play we don't play till Thursday. Like that's a letdown.
Yeah, big time. They did drop the ball on that because everybody wants to see LeBron and how he looks in that purple and gold.
Yeah, and you might get smashed the first night, but so what?
We
just want to see that game.
You know what? I doubt they did. I doubt they was get smashed.
So I think we're gonna be alright.
I think. Listen, I doubt they get smashed. Listen, you have top 3 greatest player ever on your team.
Definitely.
And he's been known as one of the most unselfish ball players ever.
Yes.
He's been known to uplift guys and bring teams together who didn't have anybody. Remember that team he took to the finals with Gauskis? Remember that team?
I think I would.
Remember Daniel Marshall, Booby Gibson? Remember that team?
Team was horrible.
Yo, bro, and he brought them to the finals. So you gotta understand who he is. You already have great young talent on that team. They didn't give up nobody.
Yeah.
So you just plugged in LeBron. I mean, come on, man. You guys are winning probably about between like 48 and 50 wins. You're gonna be.
Funny you said that because I'm looking at the ESPN's NBA DPI for the projections for the season. They got us 47 and 35.
I told you that's exactly what you're right up there. That's exactly what I see for you guys.
Yeah.
LeBron changes everything.
Yeah, I think we can even get close to 50. 50 wins wouldn't be out for unforeseen. 47 on still a few more games. But I agree with you, man. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm elated that he's there. They got Golden State with 60 W's. They got Boston with 55 and an 18% chance to win the championship. Golden State's at 40%. Jeez.
Golden State better hope. They better hope and pray they don't see Boston in the finals.
You think Boston would beat them this year?
It's 7 games. Okay, I'll put it like this. They better hope they don't see Boston and Boston doesn't have home court.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how Boston plays with all those guys together.
Remember, Kyrie's still there. Gordon Hayward is back.
You got the young fellas. They got a lot of perimeter players.
Yo, listen, they were dangerous. And Jeff, here's the thing. You ready? They play defense.
Yes, they do. They do.
And they're long and athletic, and they're young. They are dangerous. That's just a dangerous mix for Golden State. That's a dangerous mix, and they can score.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, and they have Mr. Clutch. If he stays healthy, he's the shot maker. He can match up Curry. See, now you got the guy. Now you got the Curry.
Done it before.
I'm gonna give him this. Now you got the Curry killer.
Yeah, right.
That's who he is.
Slice up anybody.
And he makes big shots. He's a big shot maker. That's who he's like. He's like your boy, Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah, man.
So
he's all that.
So, am I saying Boston wins a championship this year? No, because they, who knows? They could get knocked off in the East. I don't know. But if they make it, and they got Golden State's in for that's going 7 games, Jeff.
I would love it. I want some. I want to go 6. I want something. I want a series.
But Boston's a dangerous matchup for Golden State.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I hate Boston, but they're legit, man. They are definitely on paper second best team in the league to me.
Now be clear, people. That's if they all stay healthy.
Right. Kareem, never know. Hayward coming back from that injury. Yeah, they got a nice squad.
Yeah, I can't wait. I sound like Bart Scott, right? Can't wait. I'm telling you, man. I'm excited. I think the league is wide open this year, and hey, man, and I'm really excited because they said LeBron is gonna wear. He's gonna be wearing Kobe's, man.
What?
He said he's gonna be wearing Kobe's this year.
No, he's not.
If he comes out with Kobe, he plays homage, yo, bro, you gotta salute him for that, man.
He's not doing that. He's not. This dude is making more deals.
Would you be mad if he walked out and he wore Kobe's?
Yeah.
Jeff, why would you be mad?
You talking about opening night?
Dude, I'm talking about whatever. Oh, he can't wear Kobe sneakers, huh?
No, I just if I was LeBron, I'm not wearing. I'll be the first. I've said this to many Lakers fans. My brother and I argue about this all the time. LeBron's better than Kobe, except for like the last 2 minutes of the game. Outside of that, LeBron's a better all-around player than Kobe. Period. To me. Now that ain't taking nothing away from Kobe, obviously. I just think LeBron is a better player overall, like this entire game set. Having said that, if I'm LeBron, I'm not wearing Kobe's shoes. Like if I was Kobe, I wouldn't wear Jordan's shoe. I'm not wearing. If I'm one of the best ever, I'm not wearing another dude's shoes. He's one of the best ever.
Not even to pay homage.
I don't think that's paying homage to him, man. I think that's. I mean, it had to be an event. Like let's say for instance, they retiring Kobe's jersey, and they already did that. I might wear him that night, just to be like, that's my man.
Okay.
Outside of that, I'm not doing it. I got
my
own sneakers. I got a signature shoe myself. Why am I putting somebody else's sneakers on?
I got you. Hey, I'm with it. I'm just saying. I hear what you're saying because I'm the same way. But you said something. I know we're about to wrap it up. People, give us like one more minute. We'll probably be done with this, done with the show because it's been a great show. You said something that he's like the greatest player ever. One of them. And I said that he's top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why I said he's top 3? And who I have ahead of him?
Who you have? You have number 2.
I got Kareem ahead of him.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, let me
not get his proper due.
This is what I want people to understand. I think people don't understand and realize how good Kareem was. His
great
numbers. And if you look at Kareem's resume, if you look at his basketball resume, you got to understand who this man is and what he did for the sport of basketball. Like, you got to understand, he won, if I believe, it was either 3 or 4 state championships, 4 NCAA championships, and then he won what, six or five in the league.
6 NBA championships, 11-time All Defense, 2-time Final MVP, Rookie of the Year, 2-time scoring champ, 15-time All Star, 6-time MVP.
Oh man, Jeff,
19 All Star, excuse me.
19 All-Star teams.
That's what. It's like conflicting. This thing I'm looking at, it says 15.
And you ready, Jeff?
And 19.
And you ready, Jeff? He's the league's all-time leading scorer.
All-time leading scorer. Yep.
Yo, bro. Listen, man. Now you just ran them numbers down, bro. Okay. Do I say it? Is he better than Mike?
Ooh, it's tough.
Dude, listen, people. Check it out. Listen to those numbers Jeff ran down. Now, Jeff didn't even have the 4 high school state championships, the 4 NC. He was on those Bruins teams, those wooden teams that didn't lose. He was the center. That was before Bill Walton. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor was on that UCLA Bruins team that just did not lose. He won 4 national championships at UCLA. 6 titles, 6 MVPs, and he's the league's all-time leading scorer. Jeff's got him on 19 all. Yo, Jeff.
19 All-Star, 10-time All-NBA first team, 5-time All-NBA second team, 5-time.
Yo, Jeff. Is he better than Mike?
Hey man, you could easily have arguments.
Jeff, no. There's no easy. Jeff, those numbers are staggering, man. And the reason why I think he's not looked at, because my dad had a long talk about this. Kareem rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah, of course.
And he's been kind of, he's kind of been blackballed in the league. You know, if people don't know, you know, my dad told me growing up, and you know, Kareem kind of had a standoffish attitude. You know, he's a devout Muslim. So he just
there's a good documentary on HBO. Check that out. I get to watch all of it.
Yeah, so people, if you don't know, he doesn't really when he was in his prime, he would rub people the wrong way, and because of that, that's why he doesn't really have like NBA job. They give him like assistant to the assistant jobs. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to get that statue in front of the Lakers. Magic got it before he did, because Magic is more likable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it, but Jeff. Hey man, look, listen, man. I know a lot of people may not want to say it, but I think he's number 1.
Man.
Yo, Jeff, you got it. Do you hear what we just said? Mike ain't got nothing close to that.
No. And then you got, we didn't even, 2-time Mr. Basketball USA. That's high school. 3-time consistent first team All-American. 3-time National College Player of the Year.
Wait. What? 3 times?
Because they only played 3 years back then. You ain't played, it would have been 4 times. They only let you ain't play your first year. We're back in the day. 3-time National College Player of the Year, 3-time NCAA Final Four Most Outstanding Player, 3-time NCAA Champion.
Oh, they won it 3 times. I'm sorry, not 4. 3.
Because you didn't play your freshman year. That's the only reason they won it that year. So then he went to the league and did all the stuff we talked about. So he dominated every single level at the highest level you can get: high school, college, pro, all-time leading scorer.
Bruh.
And then they want to talk about Bill Russell better than him.
No. He played with those guys. He played with Wilt. I mean, they're a little older than him. You know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah.
But
then he had the move you couldn't stop. Couldn't stop this guy.
Bro, but yo, man, look, people, I want everybody to think about this, and please send these emails, because listen, hey, man, I think he's number 1, Jeff.
We might have to. We have to do.
Yo, Jeff, we gotta
next week.
stop.
That's what you got to put into question.
Yo,
Is Kareem better than MJ? And people will go crazy.
yo, Jeff. Yo, man. Yo, you seriously? You gotta. Yo, do you hear those? No, Jordan don't have nothing close to that. LeBron doesn't have nothing close to that. Wilt wasn't doing what Kareem was doing.
No.
And Wilt was they say Wilt was the most unstoppable force ever to ever play.
Yeah,
right? That's what the saying is. They said he was even more unstoppable than Shaq, which I don't agree with, but you know, to each his own, right? But when you look at those numbers, and you gotta understand, as crazy as Mike was with his points, he still couldn't catch Kareem.
Ooh. Hey,
all right, yo, man, look. hey, people, once again, thank you for joining Blue Steel.
Exactly.
Yo, great show, brother.
Absolutely. We're gonna put it up pretty soon, but YouTube is Blue Steel Show, Instagram is Blue Steel Show, Twitter is @ShowSteel. Great show today, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. People, please send us the questions, man. Let us know. BlueSteelShow@gmail.com. Please let us know what your likes are, your dislikes, all that. And please hit the like and share button and subscribe. And please hit that bell icon. That's when you know when we have new episodes coming up. And yeah, we got to get ready. And we'll be back next week better than ever. As I always say, back in full effect mode. But yeah, we're going to have a great show and got a lot of great things to go over this weekend. A lot of great games. But yeah, Kareem better than Mike.
That's how we gonna end the show today, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my man, listen. Have a good night, man. I'm gonna holler at you soon, all right?
You too, brother.
All right, my man.